Achievement depends on character. Much like a successful drive to the grocery store depends on knowing when to hit the gas and when to apply the brakes. You see, it's not just about moving forward. It's about having the wisdom to know when to pause, when to push, and when to steer. The question is your character in good enough shape to get you where you want to go? Are you a person of decision? Someone who, when faced with a fork in the road, confidently chooses a direction? Or are you the type who stops the car, scratches your head, and says, maybe I'll go this way? Or then again, maybe that way, only to end up going nowhere at all? Think about the decisions you're facing in life right now. Maybe you're thinking about leaving your job to start a business, or you're contemplating a significant relationship decision. The question is, are you the kind of person who, when a decision is made, commits fully to action? Or do you linger in indecision, wavering between choices, letting opportunities pass by? Here's the truth. Strong character refuses to tolerate half-hearted effort. It rejects mediocrity in any form. It doesn't accept shortcuts or compromise when it comes to the quality of work, the depth of commitment, or the integrity you hold. Now, does that mean everything will always work out as planned? Absolutely not. There will always be factors beyond your control. But what is within your control, your effort, your discipline, your commitment, that should always be at its peak. Whether in your work or in your family life, you should have an uncompromising standard. You should refuse to accept anything less than the best version of yourself. So ask yourself, do you have enough strength in your character to back up your dreams with relentless effort? If not, it's time to make a pit stop. Adjust your approach. Take stock of your values. Because character is the engine that transforms ideas into reality. It's the fuel that takes you from where you are to where you want to be. It's intangible, you can't touch it, hold it, or weigh it, but it's the foundation upon which all achievement is built. You can measure your progress in tangible ways, your finances, your relationships, your personal growth. But if you're a person of strong character, the most important measurement isn't external, it's internal. It's the promises you make to yourself, and more importantly, the ones you keep. When you set out to achieve something, you don't waste time thinking, what if I don't make it? No, you decide to get there. You commit, and you know in your heart that you'll arrive. Now, fear is simply the failure to make a promise to yourself. It's the voice that whispers, what if things go wrong? And before long, you're talking yourself out of even trying. You tell yourself it's safer to stay home, easier to stay in bed. But here's the thing, when you were learning to walk, did you stop after your first stumble? Did you quit when you fell? No, you didn't care how many times you fell because your mind was set on crossing the room. You made a silent promise to yourself that you were going to walk, and nothing was going to stop you. And you did it. Most of us need reasons outside ourselves to fuel our goals. That's okay. But understand this. Even with external motivators, the strength of your character is what ultimately determines whether you'll achieve anything of significance. Wishing for success isn't enough. You need a commitment, a promise to yourself that no matter the obstacles, no matter the challenges, you will press forward. You will not waver, you will not stop. Because once you make that promise, fear loses its grip and achievement becomes inevitable. Just wanting to learn a new skill, break a bad habit, or make a major lifestyle change, well, that usually won't cut the mustard. Wanting alone rarely leads to true transformation. But let me ask you this. What if you had to make a change because someone you love needed you? What if you had to raise a large sum of money to afford life-saving medical care for a family member? Or what if you found yourself in a life or death situation where your very survival depended on changing your ways? Let me tell you, if you're like most people, your motivation would soar to levels you never imagined possible. Having to, my friends, is far stronger than wanting to. You see, often when we're younger, we don't see this difference clearly. We think wanting is enough. I was like that too. Until someone pointed it out to me, my mentor, Earl Schoaf. Schoaf made the distinction for me between simply wanting something and really having to go after it. It was a game changer. He didn't just open my eyes, he gave me the key to unlocking my own potential. After that conversation, for the first time in my life, I felt truly pointed in the direction of success. The difference between wanting something and having to achieve it became crystal clear. But here's the thing. We all need motivation to get us moving, don't we? And let's be honest, motivation comes in many forms. What drives one person may not move another. Over the years, I've studied what motivates people, what gets them to get off the couch, take action, and make real, lasting change. I've come across many theories, but the most convincing research I've found identifies 4 key motivators, 4 forces that ignite a fire when wanting to just isn't enough. These, my friends, are the real drivers of human behavior. The first great motivator is recognition from your peers. Don't underestimate the power of wanting to earn the respect of the people around you. We all want to be seen, don't we? We want others to notice our efforts, acknowledge our hard work, and validate our achievements. There's a certain thrill in knowing your peers admire and respect what you're doing. That recognition can light a fire under you like nothing else. The second motivator? Recognition from respected experts or authorities. I've seen this firsthand in my own life. Remember Earl Schoaf? He was someone I respected deeply. From the moment I met him, I knew this was a man whose opinion mattered. And let me tell you, nothing motivated me more than earning his respect. To have someone you admire and look up to tell you, well done, is a powerful force that pushes you to do more and be more. It gives your efforts purpose and meaning. Now, the third motivator, and perhaps the most important one of all, is family. You see, while recognition from peers and experts might drive your professional life, nothing compares to the impact your family has on your motivation. There's something deeply human about striving for the approval, love, and well-being of the people closest to you. The desire to provide for your loved ones, to make them proud, to ensure their security, these are motivations that dig deeper than any other. They fuel you on those tough days when everything feels like an uphill battle. But it doesn't stop there. The fourth motivator is the desire to leave a legacy. We all want to know that our efforts will matter in the long run, that we're building something lasting. This sense of legacy is what pushes you beyond immediate gratification. It makes you think about the bigger picture about what you're building, not just for today, but for tomorrow and for future generations. Now let's bring it back to you. Where do you stand right now? Are you relying solely on wanting to get where you want to go? If so, I have news for you. That won't take you very far. You need to tap into something deeper. Whether it's the respect of your peers, the admiration of a mentor, the well-being of your family, or the desire to leave a lasting legacy, find that driving force. Because once you turn wanting into having to, your path to success becomes unstoppable. Remember, motivation isn't just about a spark of excitement. It's about finding what truly drives you and using it to fuel your actions day after day. Find what motivates you and let it push you forward. Let it transform your life from ordinary to extraordinary. The next achievement motivator I want to talk about is one that transcends personal ambition and even family. It's the desire to give back to the world to benefit not just your immediate circle, but the whole family of man. Let's call it the impulse toward benevolence, the drive to share your wealth, your wisdom, and your influence with others. Now, isn't it fascinating? If you really look closely, what do you see? Every great motivator, whether it's recognition from peers, mentors, family, or society, boils down to one thing: other people. It's a bit ironic, isn't it? To achieve success, you need this deeply personal, internal force called strong character. It's something unique to you, something that resides within your own heart and mind. But here's the twist. In order to build that character and set it in motion, you need people outside of yourself. You need reasons beyond your own ambition. Whether it's the approval of peers, the respect of a mentor, the love of your family, or the desire to serve humanity, you need that external pull. It's the fuel that drives the internal engine. Now, maybe there's an exception to that rule. Maybe if you were the toughest man or woman on earth, you could do whatever needs to be done just because you said so, just because you willed it. But let's be honest, there's only one toughest person on earth at any given time. And most of us aren't that person. And you know what? I'm kind of glad about that, because needing other people working for something bigger than just yourself, that's what gives life its richness. That's what makes all the struggle, all the effort, all the ups and downs truly worthwhile. I bet if you take a moment to reflect, you'll feel the same way. You see, character isn't something you're just handed at birth, like your eye color or your height. No, character is something you build. It's something you shape moment by moment, day by day. Life is going to throw challenges at you. Sometimes you'll win, sometimes you'll lose. You might hit a financial jackpot, or you might face tough times. But the real question is, how will you respond? How will you use those experiences to build yourself up, to craft and nurture the qualities that will define who you are? Building character is like planting a seed or starting a fire. You don't just throw the seed in the ground and walk away. No, you've got to water it, tend to it, protect it. You don't just light a match and expect a roaring campfire. You've got to gather the wood, arrange it properly, and keep feeding the flames. It's the same with your character. You've got to look deep within yourself and find those raw materials, the integrity, the discipline, the resilience, and then you've got to chisel away day after day to shape them into something remarkable. It's like sculpting a masterpiece from stone. The image of who you want to become already exists in your mind, but it's up to you to bring it out, to refine it, to let the best version of yourself emerge. And here's the beautiful part. When you truly commit to this process, when you sincerely dedicate yourself to becoming the person you want to be, you won't just create those qualities in yourself. You'll recreate them. You'll strengthen them every time you use them, and they'll grow in abundance even as you draw on them every single day. Character isn't static. It's not like your fingerprint, something you're born with and can't change. It's something you have to take responsibility for, something you have to actively cultivate. And the more you work on it, the stronger it becomes. Sure, maybe you won't cross the Rocky Mountains in a covered wagon like the pioneers did. But there are mountains of the soul, challenges within, that are just as daunting and in many ways even greater. The truth is, your journey through life isn't just about material success. It's about becoming the person you need to be to achieve what you want to achieve. And it's about recognizing that your life is connected to others in a way that gives your efforts deeper meaning. Whether you're building a business, raising a family, or striving to leave a positive mark on the world, remember, your character is the foundation. And the more you give to others, the more you'll grow in return. So what's the takeaway here? Don't just aim for success, aim for significance. Don't just build a life that looks good on the outside, build a life that feels good on the inside. And as you strive to be the best version of yourself, remember, it's not just about you, it's about what you can give, who you can inspire, and the legacy you can leave behind. You've got to chisel your character out of the raw material of yourself, just like a sculptor chisels a masterpiece from stone. The raw material is always there within you, and everything that happens to you, whether good or bad, presents an opportunity to shape that character. Character, you see, isn't about other people. It's not about controlling or influencing them or seeking their approval. No, character is something deeper, something you own. It's the person you become after you've chipped away at all the unnecessary superficial layers, revealing the core of who you truly are. Every decision you make, no matter how small, is like another strike of the chisel, slowly turning the person you are today into the person you want to be tomorrow. Without this active decision-making, you'll still exist, but you'll merely have a personality, not a fully developed character. And there's a world of difference between the two. Personality is the surface. It's the mask you wear to interact with the world. But character, that's the substance underneath. Character is who you are when no one's looking, when there's no one to impress, and no recognition to be gained. It's your foundation, the thing that sustains you through the highs and lows of life. And here's the beautiful part. It's never too late to build that character. Today, right now, you still have the chance to turn your dreams into reality. You have the power to shape yourself into exactly who you want to be, no matter where you are starting from or what challenges you face. Some people might disagree with me on that, but I've seen it happen too many times to doubt it. I know it's true. I've watched success unfold for so many people. And I'd like to believe I played a small part in helping some of them along the way. Yes, we live in an age of unparalleled opportunity. Technology has opened doors that previous generations couldn't even dream of. People have access to tools and resources that make life easier: cars in the driveway, computers in the office, satellite dishes on the roof. And let me tell you, when you've worked hard for it and you've finally gotten it, having all those shiny things can be a lot of fun. But here's the caution. Beware. Take care, because all the stuff can bury what really matters. The possessions and conveniences can pile up so high that they smother the things that will truly sustain you. Those inner resources, the strength, discipline, and integrity that form your character, can get lost in the clutter. And when life hits you hard, when the clock strikes midnight and the carriage turns back into a pumpkin, it's not what you have that will see you through. It's who you are. When the shiny metal starts to lose its luster, the real question becomes, what's left inside? Now, does it seem like some people today are achieving success without a fully developed character? At times it does seem that way to me. We live in a world where success is often measured by what you can show off, by material possessions, by status, by appearances. But here's the thing. I believe we're starting to wake up. I think people are beginning to realize that if we want to go further, if we want to create lasting success, we need to remember the very qualities that got us this far in the first place. We're seeing signs that character matters more than ever. Because the truth is, success built without character is like building a house on sand. It might look good for a while, but when the storms of life come, it crumbles. Real success, the kind that endures, is built on a solid foundation of values, principles, and character. It's built on honesty, discipline, integrity, and hard work. And while it might take longer to build, it lasts. It stands the test of time. So now what should you do? Work on your character every day. Don't just chase after the shiny things, the easy wins, the fast success. Those things might come, and when they do, enjoy them, but never lose sight of what really matters. Keep chiseling away at the person you are, shaping yourself into the best version of you. Because in the end, it's not what you have that defines your life, it's who you become. And when you become a person of strong character, everything else falls into place.